Hi, thanks for joining. Today I am going to go over some crochet and yarn related hot takes that I got off of Reddit. And for the project I'm going to be doing for this little crochet chat hot takes is this awesome shrug. Look at it. I made a lot of progress already. Yes, maybe next time I'll start something fresh with you. But yeah, I'm gonna post it when it's done and make some for my babies too. I think it'll be cute. But alrighty, let's get started. But first, if you like all things crochet and yarn, and I'm even gonna try knitting, I'm gonna make a video of me trying knitting out. We'll see how it goes. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can totally see all of those when they come out. But alrighty, so the first one we have here is if someone can figure out how to somewhat replicate something you've made without buying your pattern, then you're not allowed to be mad about it. I feel like replicating fashion in general has been a thing we've been doing forever, honestly. Like trends that come in and out. We take designers' clothes and replicate them in cheaper materials sometimes, or just in a way that it's more accessible for everybody. I feel like I wouldn't be mad about it, and so many things are so similar too. Like it might not even be exactly the same, it'll be similar. I wouldn't be mad about it unless like maybe it was extremely unique to where like it shouldn't be replicable easily without a pattern, and they're just like producing it out there like crazy, like kind of like what like Shein does with a lot of things. That's the only time I might be mad about it, but otherwise it's, you know, mimicry is the best form of flattery or something. I don't think it's going to take the place of your pattern either when they do that. They're still around. I've seen some patterns for designs that are very common that there's tutorials for it and people still buy the pattern for it for a reason. So I wouldn't really be mad about it. Next one, it's okay if you noticed you skipped a stitch 10 rows later. The project is not ruined, just move on. Yeah, I agree with this. I think it also kind of does depend on the pattern, but like skipping one stitch, usually the decrease wouldn't be dramatic enough to me to where I want to frog it and like redo it. I feel like it's usually still salvageable. Even if I skip more than one stitch, I might still manage to salvage it and maybe like do some increases to make up for it, depending on what it is I'm making. But yeah, I agree with that one. And next, frogging is not a waste of time, no matter how much you have to rip out and redo. I agree, but I usually don't frog my stuff. I rarely frog my stuff. Like, it has to be pretty bad and pretty dramatic for me to frog it. Most of the time I actually make things too big and I'll just like fold it and the seam holds it in to where no one knows that I had it too big for a minute. But frogging is not a waste of time. I agree. I just don't usually do it. If it's bad enough, yes, I'll frog it. In the beginning, I did a lot of frogging. I think I was more of a perfectionist when I first started crocheting than I am now, to where like I'm not even really a perfectionist anymore, unless it's an order and I'm making it for someone else. Then yes, I will make sure every bit of it is perfect. But when it's for myself and I'm just like fixing something, no. But I agree, not a waste of time, just some extra sauce on that. And for the next one here, sometimes it's okay to just frog because you're bored of making the thing. I refuse to have a giant whip graveyard. That yarn could be used for something else, and I'm not really attached to the effort I put in while watching Netflix. I support you in what you do, especially if it's just like a very chill hobby for you. For me, it's almost like I'm shopping and I'm like really excited to have something, so I do get invested in my pieces. But I think, yes, if you're just bored with it or you're just hating how it's turning out, yeah, it's okay to frog. And you can frog your work for whatever reason. It's your creation, or lack of creation. Yeah, it's okay. I agree if that's how you feel. You do you. I don't really care much for patterns when I do consult them. It's more for figuring out a method than freestyle and figure something out that's to my taste. Yes, I know you can get really cool ornate stuff following a pattern, but to me, crochet is more like a puzzle, and it's about figuring out how I can create the size or effect I want. I feel like I am like this person, like we are on the same page, but not all crocheters are. I feel like crocheters can fall into a couple of categories, which is both cool. And one, I feel like really relates to my mom, where they like to follow patterns or tutorials, and that's how they generally create their stuff. And I think it's, if you have the designer mindset more so, for those with the kind of like more designer mindset, like myself and this person, we just need to learn how you do this, and then we like to create our own design from there pretty much, which I do a lot. My mom thinks it's crazy that I do it sometimes, that I can just kind of create something in my own head. And generally I don't consult patterns, but I look at YouTube tutorials for how to do certain things, like to make like puff sleeves and stuff, or certain lining, borders, what have you. I like to just learn how to do that, and then I piece it together myself, like this person said, like a puzzle, and just create their own design exactly how they want it. And I have used patterns before, and I was actually thinking of doing a pattern review here soon. That'll be fun. But out of doing the pattern, and like I might follow their design to a T, I learned techniques that I then end up applying to other things later. That's my own design. So I agree with this person from how I am, but I understand how other people are, and some people like to just follow the patterns and they don't really have the brain, or may not care to create their own designs and tackle crochet like a puzzle. And that's okay too. It's okay to be either way. Yeah, that's my take on this. And I say that is it. And if you guys have any more hot takes that you might like me to touch on, leave them in the comments below. And definitely don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And let me know if you are interested in seeing this come to life from scratch. I can actually go ahead and show you guys how I make the baby ones too if you want. But it was fun talking to you. I will touch on this hot take video again and give you a part 2.